there's like a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that happens on Riverside. And it just makes me feel like, the show's gonna start. Okay. So this is me recording episode 1. I have been wanting to launch a podcast for a long time. I have recorded a couple episodes and yet I had to hit pause, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter. It has been a while since I have wanted to start this and have started this and then to actually launch it. And today I set aside the day for podcasting and I thought that was going to mean just record some episodes, kind of put them in that digital drawer. I'm launching this. I am actually launching this today. So if you are seeing this recording, somehow you would see it. I've actually recorded it today and I'm launching it today because it needs to get done. Welcome to Empire Secrets. So why am I calling this podcast Empire Secrets? Why am I even starting a podcast? There's a million podcasts out there. I believe I can do it. And I believe that I'm really good at interviewing people. I have a ton of energy. I love what I do. And I really want to change your life with this podcast. I am a friend. I am going to bring amazing guests. I'm going to teach you everything I know about building an online empire as I'm learning it. So this is the inside journey of my empire building. Who am I? So my name is Mariana Henninger. My background is in documentary filmmaking. I have an Emmy that's right there. I have another nomination for an Emmy. I've been doing this for a very long time and I love all things emotion-driven, intimate, personal video storytelling. And this is a little bit about me in this intro episode. So thanks for being here. I started my journey a long time ago. As I mentioned, 15 years I've been a documentary filmmaker. And originally I started as a photographer and then I quickly realized that, oh my gosh, there's so much that is missing from these photos. Like I loved taking photos. I also won a couple awards. I was based in Israel and Jerusalem for a long time. And then I realized like, oh my gosh, that's been invented. It's called video, where we can bring in like voices and music and all this amazing stuff that really supports that emotional connection with the person that you're watching. And the reason I love documentaries is because I really believe that documentaries can change your life. So when you watch a documentary, it can literally change the way you see the world. You are transported into somebody else's life, into like walking in their shoes, seeing the world through their eyes. And so I worked as a freelance journalist for a long time. And then I was at the New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Time Magazine. And then eventually I took a full-time job at NBC News. I was a senior video producer there for 5 years. And it was the dream job. I really loved traveling all around the world. I went to Ukraine and I went to Sweden. I went to Israel as a journalist. And then before that, I'd been to like Afghanistan and Haiti and all these amazing places, Mexico, Guatemala. And so I really got to see the world and learn to build trust quickly. I learned to like kind of what it takes to have somebody trust me in a very short amount of time. And that's what I needed to do because often I know I needed to walk out of there with a really personal story. But obviously a lot of these people I just met or I just kind of started speaking to them for that story. And here I am, like I show up in their house with a camera, right? And so I really learned and loved the process of having that trust come by very quickly, letting their guard down and connecting with them and then being able to capture that on camera. And so that was my journey for a very long time. And then after 5 years at NBC, I really felt like I was swimming and hitting the swimming pool wall, hitting my head against the swimming pool walls. And eventually I left. And that has been the best decision almost of my life because I have thrived as an entrepreneur. So this was last year, early 2022. I initially started my own production company, which I still have, and I still take very few clients here and there, just kind of cherry pick the work that I do in that company. But eventually I realized that I was kind of a closeted entrepreneur my whole life. My first business was when I was 6 years old. I was, I think, in second or third grade, I think in second grade. And I lived with my parents, obviously. I saw this opportunity, which was all of these kids in kindergarten were about to go into first grade, and they didn't know how to read. And so I knew how to read, and that was something I could teach them. And so I obviously asked my parents first, but eventually asked my neighbor to clear out their garden shed so that I could house a little school there. And so I made tables and chairs out of cardboard boxes. I remember painting them with like my neighbor's paint, obviously. Like I just gathered the supplies for the school. It was this hot shed. And I charged each kid had to pay to attend 25 cents. And so I call that like the ultimate low ticket course that I sold when I was 6 years old. And so that was my first business. I always knew I wanted to make my own money. I always knew that I just wanted to kind of have that independence and that freedom to have money in my wallet and get to spend it how I wanted to. And so that was the first business. And after that, I sold cookies. I sold lemonade, obviously, and then a bunch of other things. But, I didn't sell anything until much later when I started selling my time for money, right? Which is what you do when you have a job or when you are a freelancer. You get paid for that product, for that video that I would create. And so when I left NBC, it was very, very clear to me that I wanted to build something different and something that scaled. And I also wanted to really stay in the space of personal, intimate video storytelling. And so I realized that I needed to build something that scaled and use that expertise. And how could I do that? Well, I tapped into my love of business and my love of entrepreneurship, which this entire time had just been kind of a hobby or things that, I would listen to or love kind of consuming, but really didn't have an application beyond sort of marketing for myself inside of a big corporation. And so that's fast forward to today. I am building my empire and I am so in love with this process, and it's not easy, not at all. But this is why I'm creating this podcast. I want to invite you, if this journey interests you, like come along with me in learning how to do this. I'm very, very invested. I spend a ton of time reading books and consuming other podcasts and attending events, and really also just focusing on implementing. I feel like that initial stage of entrepreneurship, which is you're kind of, everything is a shiny object. You're like, okay, I have to learn all the things because I'm going to need to do this one day. So I might as well learn it now. And the more you learn, obviously, the less time you have to do and to implement. And so I've kind of toned that down, and I'm focusing on implementing and only learning the very specific things that I need to do the very next thing I need to do. So my business is called Brandmagnetic.com, and I help coaches, course creators, service providers, digital entrepreneurs to shorten their sales cycle, build trust faster, and sell more quickly with one single 2 to 4 minute emotion-driven brand video. It's the combination of everything I know in documentary filmmaking, everything that it took to win an Emmy and to be nominated for another one, and to really know this medium and how to use storytelling in a very powerful way to create that emotional connection, combined with my love of business and marketing and growth. And so Brand Video Academy is my program. I'll share with you in the upcoming episodes kind of where I am with this and how it's growing. And I'm so excited. I launched the company really in December of 2022 with one beta client. And then I kind of got a few other beta clients in sort of this beta round. And then I've just finished sort of a soft launch of my founding members. It was amazing. And now we're moving forward. I'm moving towards another launch in September. Lots to do. I have a full-time VA that I've just onboarded. I have a few other sort of part-time VAs or kind of ad hoc VAs that are my support team. I have editors that work with me to edit the brand videos. And I have a designer. So I have this tiny little mighty team that I've built. And otherwise, it's me, the digital CEO, kind of behind all of this. So I would love to hear from you. I know this is episode 1, and maybe we've just gotten to know each other, but my inbox is open. So write to me if you want to introduce yourself, if you want to tell me about your digital empire. I'm all ears. I really, really love connecting with other people. You can always reach me at hello@brandmagnetic.com. So thank you so much for joining me on this ride. Stay tuned for all of the nitty-gritty stuff. All of it is coming up. I'm also, in addition to solo episodes where I talk about brand, so what can you expect, right? I'm going to talk about brand video. I'm going to talk about building trust. I'm going to talk about emotional marketing. I'm going to talk about magnetic marketing. So those are all sort of intertwined. And I'm going to bring guests along that are going to share their expertise in different areas of building a digital business. So what I'm focused on is what I need for my journey, and I'm sharing everything I learn with you every step of the way. So thank you again for being here. I love that you're here. I'm so excited. This is episode 1. I will need to be consistent. I know that's what it takes. And by the way, I will say this. Part of the reason that it took me a while to launch is because it wasn't perfect. The episodes weren't perfect, right? And I have heard from Alex Hermosi, from Amy Porterfield, and from Lewis Howes. So sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name. Lewis Howes, I believe is how you pronounce it. I've heard from all 3 of them who have amazing podcasts that when you start out, it's not great. And that's okay. You just keep moving forward. You keep getting better. So I am so ready to give up on perfection, and I'm ready to take that step. I'm publishing this episode right now, and off we go. And I can't wait to connect with you on the regular basis. And thank you for listening. All right. I will talk to you soon. Bye.